Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Zoology here and we're playing the Beginner's Guide. I've heard so many things about the game and I really hope it's good, so but it's like proper makes you think apparently, so yeah, let's get into it. My audio's on. WASD like most things and right click. Left click.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide.
No problem.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike.
Okay, we're in.
You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Hang on. Sorry. Let's turn that down a little bit.
But what I like
Okay,
is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
I thought that was
As each
it.
game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Was it Coda or Cody? Oh crap. I should have been listening really. Whisper machine status active. Oh, where's the enemies at? Yeah, I'll come birth.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay. There's gonna be an enemy in there. I'm kinda nervous. God. Shh, that scared me.
It kind of
When do I get to reload?
This game was abandoned.
What if we run out of ammo?
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Oh.
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
That
But
explains why I
ultimately,
can't
we
shoot
don't
anymore.
really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
Oh my god, I can't walk.
I love how you
What?
can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
That's mad. That's mad because like Earth's like there. That's mad. That is nicer. Yeah, yeah. What's this? Is this a maze or something?
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Oh my god, it's a maze.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Ah, thank you. Should we go do it? Just piss
Or
the game.
if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Oh. Nah, I'm not gonna waste time.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Ow. So, like... Okay, basically means cut yourself, don't it? Yeah, I'm gonna die for doing that. Clearly. I guess I have no other choice.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
I'm just gonna do it again then. Wait, what? I'm floating.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
That's so mad. Like, I actually said at the start, I was like, oh, that's like, it's so weird how like Earth's there. What the hell? Anything else working? Oh wait, what? I can go backwards.
In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Okay. Great, so... Like, Tom, you can't walk forward. I don't know where to go. Okay, all the way down there, okay.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment
future cannot be
combining
seen.
motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Why does the future keep changing? It becomes clearer when she stops and looks. It becomes clearer. I guess I want to say like it would be good if there was a game like this, but it would kind of get annoying. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to what? Carry on? Like, to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Walking backwards again? Ah, wait. Can I walk forwards? Okay, I can this time. You are now entering. It's like Slender Man.
And that's it.
Wait, what?
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Start Slender? Was he the creator of Slender?
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Wait, why am I slowing down?
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
But like, I'm still going up, so... Like, look, if I just leave my camera still, I'll watch. Hang on. See, I'm just slowly going up. Let's just press enter anyway. You walk around talking to people, hidden dreams, key in the door unlocks. You are the queen. You are a gate. The game is nothing but giant blocks and... The hell?
A room that's warm and nice.
It does feel nice there,
Filled with
just...
little ideas for games.
You construct a wall and the wall can be destroyed. Press U to surrender.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold.
I'm gonna
or
press U. I
distant.
don't know.
He
Should I
said
press
that
U?
he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it
Yeah.
takes time to really
No,
see
okay,
that.
nothing happened.
It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Yeah, I get that, like, when there's at the stairs, like, when you start slowing down, it's like... It's because where you want to get to is harder than it looks, maybe? I don't know. Ready, set, fish. What? The music suddenly changed. It's kind of not got that happy feel anymore. It's kind of like, it's a bit more...
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
What? I'm so confused. Wait, hang on. Was it... Yeah. Okay.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
3
We're gonna
dots.
see it a lot.
Why the 3 dots?
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay then. What? The
How about
what?
that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outlook.
That is mad.
Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Then what is it?
Because like as a gamer, you kind of like get a mission and then you just go straight in for it. Whereas in this game, it's makes you think, which is good. Back in the thing. Can I go backwards then? No. Okay. You're now Xing. Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
this,
So yeah.
combined
Okay.
with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
March 2009. The Great and Lovely Descent. Oh, this place looks nice, but the music doesn't sound nice. I'm gonna hell at 9. Yeah.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
I saw a door open up here, so.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
What
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Do I take full damage? Because I kind of just want to jump that straight down. I'm not going to risk. Okay, maybe I am. Oh my god. I fucked up. Turns out I don't take full damage. Whoa, what was that? Oh, that's just shot. Alright then. We'll go here then. Wait, what? No, there's an invisible wall. Okay, it looks like it.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Please don't make me say different. Oh, thank God for that. Thanks, mate.
It's something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Okay. Wait, I'm outside. Can I? Okay.
It's the puzzle again. with the exact same solution as the last time.
So I need to do that. Oh, I completely forgot to move.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
The place looks mad. Okay, there's nothing out there. Oh, hey. You there?
Here,
Where did you
Coda
come from?
begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with witnesses. Yes, there was an English prison I spent hours in. Yes, there was a floating colour box. 2? That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through the puzzle with 2 door switches? Yes. Yes, it did. No, I don't remember when to go through any puzzle. I'd say. I won. Again, 5 now tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. I don't remember how I solved it. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. 3? I don't know, but we do. Do you understand it's the most important thing in the world? We have to escape. There must be an ending. I promise you. Oh, cool, there's a door open. Haha, see you, losers. Oh, fuck. I don't know which one. Oh, yeah, no, I've been here the whole time. I just go see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can still sit back. What am I if I solve it? Why would I sit in the black space? Yeah, why would I sit there? Yeah, it's peaceful. It may not seem that way at first, but you'll come to think so in time, eventually. I swear to God, I better not end up back there. Stairway to hell.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Ah, there's a lamppost, just like the game cover thing. Like at the start. Was it like a final destination?
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination.
Oh, like final destination, like you just said.
It's a destination. We're gonna see it in the work as well. His games are just gonna become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
The game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. Okay. All notes you see are left by other players. Can I leave a note? Nice room. Not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce
How
this,
do you
but
beat this
this
game?
game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after
Whoa,
I met
holy
him
shit.
at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew
You
up.
guys hear me?
I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness.
Can I get down there?
I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings
Oh, no, okay, I
and
can't.
beliefs.
Wow,
and
look at
has
that.
no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing
can
this
show you,
game and
guaranteed.
seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me.
I don't agree with
That I
that.
could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing.
See,
I could just get to
no,
know you
not
through
really.
your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection.
Next
I felt
game
as
includes.
though he was
You can't open the
inviting
door.
me personally into his world. And then I feel less
Okay.
lonely too.
Down here? Oh, no, okay. See, the reason I don't agree with what he said is because, like, just because you see someone online having a good time doesn't mean they actually are. Kind of thing, like, you don't know a person from what you see them do. You sort of just. You see their interpretation of what they want you to see, whereas they might be feeling something completely different. Someday I'll meet the person who made this. I want to meet the person who made this. I want to meet Coda. I can't be asked to read all this. I do want to get over there though. So there's like another door down there. I don't know, there's no full damage, so I'm not that bothered. You're weird though. I don't know, the music is really. It's kind of got like a really eerie feel to it. But wow, look how big this room is. I want a room this big. That looks so cool. And that does too. Like, are they other like. Are there like all these like messages like all in one, like. Maybe that's what the game's trying to get across, like the guy who made it, like Coda. Maybe that's like all like what's going through his head, like everything he's thinking. Maybe, I don't know. It's, or maybe it's like all these and it's like all put together and that's what it is. Or maybe it's a completely different meaning to it, which I don't know about. What's this one? I beat the game. Wait, so you see the end of it then?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door
Can I hear
on a
whispers?
previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution. He understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
And then
And because there's this dark area between the doors,
Guys,
a
it's
space
not so bad in
between
here.
spaces, before you
No
move
solution.
on, you get to pause. Just for
there
a
is no
moment,
second switch.
a few seconds to reflect on
no, I think
and let go of the events that led you here.
I'm heading
To
back
step
to the start.
and
There it
connect the
goes.
pieces together, to grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, yeah. So like the average gamer would normally just go straight, like what I did in the other puzzles. Like I just sort of went in there and then did that and then went straight back out. I guess that's maybe what the people was talking about, you know, in the other bit of the room. And there was like, it's nice just to relax in there, and I'll understand. I think that's what they're basically saying, is that like you need to just kind of like sit back in a game and just think about it. I don't know. Oh, this is the last one. What the hell's in there? Is that typewriters? Sounds like typewriters. Doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, it does. There's a lamppost, so it's into the game. Yeah, typewriters. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why you speak to? Is this to him? May, June 2009. Porn stars tied
Hey,
to.
this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
I can see you, exterior. Let me go to it. This house looks nice. Look at that. This is mad. It's well nice. Like proper expensive though.
See, like,
wait, I'm in
this
the.
is it, the whole game, and there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it.
I'm in
you
the.
just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern
I
furniture.
swear I'm in this well.
But he decides he needs to revisit this.
You know the well
He's
was
gonna start
outside.
over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Oh, okay, version 2. Yeah, I think you know that well there. I think I went into that. But all that's not there anymore. What for you neutral to be in the room? How about a TV? Yeah, man, TV with surround system. That's disable. Let's pull huge which are horse. I really like washing machine, 10 stoves. 10 stoves, yeah, 10, that'd be cool. That says. I'm thinking. I mean, nothing what I pick is going to beat what anyway, so. It doesn't matter what I pick. Yeah, thought so. Wait. What the?
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. So, okay,
That's
he
weird.
throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. Okay. This guide will enable you to help. Insurance deputy. First click on the table. Now full lamp. Okay. This one? Yeah. That ain't a real prison. Those getting open. Please turn to start. Wait. Return. Do I just click on it or do I stand on it? Okay.
And of course, now the table
lighting's
is gone and
changed.
you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just take you real quick through
That's
a few
mad.
cases. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison.
Wait, now I'm in the well.
There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go,
The puzzle.
maybe there are game ideas other than this prison
Oh, I
that
get the
could be
puzzle.
working on." But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular
I think I understand the
mechanism of
puzzle.
defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something.
I think I get the
He
puzzle.
likes
I'll
it.
explain in a minute.
And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
There's a lamppost. All the music stopped now. Something's going to jump out at me. I just know it. I don't like crickets. Don't like crickets. Do not like walking. Like, like if you live in kind of like a countryside, though, if you have to walk through a pitch black, it is scary as hell. Yeah, the puzzle. Basically, what I think the puzzle's mean is like he went through challenges to sort of create the game, and that puzzle is sort of like him expressing that it was like a challenge or something. I don't know. Something like that, and the lines are something like that. I don't know, like cricket, so I think it's crickets anyway. Okay. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. Wait, that means he's talking to himself. Yes. I was in the function
It's a
maze.
conversation.
Yes, I was in this game
And so
tutorial.
this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that
That's
even
where I am
in
right
this
now.
scenario, you're still talking to
I'm so
yourself.
glad that I get to get
You
out
know,
eventually. What's it like to
All
escape?
of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Actually, I'm already forgetting what it's like. So weird. Because he's talking to himself, basically. Being here sucks. Oh! What happens if it's like... the prison is himself, like... he's sort of feeling trapped, like... it's not actually a prison, like he's just feeling trapped, and it's like all about him trying to get out, which is the puzzles. And then the staircase is all like... ah... that's sad if it is what I think it is, yeah. Well, like if it's... wait, if you killed me, then did you get a call from another version? You? No. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. Ah, that's... to get out you have to be... oh, look at that. Yeah, so like to get out you need to talk, like to tell you how it feels, like how to talk, like... I'm gonna go with 1. Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay.
Yeah, but he's trusting himself.
Wouldn't that be nice?
August 2009. Thing is, if he trusted himself, like he was talking to himself, like
So
the only
what
person
would
he
it
had to
look
talk
like
to
if
was
Coda
himself.
wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
See? Okay. There's a
To
door
me,
up there,
this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle,
but there's no
with
door
the
here,
two
so I'll go there.
doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Someone spilled a drink. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you showed up, thought I might be having to clean this whole entire house myself. Right, my soul place, that would have been. Ever knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll
Don't
notice
wor-
that the
don't worry
quality
about
of the art is a step up from previous games,
Oh, I like the music.
including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Much nicer. Yeah, sure. No, okay. Done the books in too, they're a little bit of a mess. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Wait. Like, yo, I'm asking him how do you enjoy being a house cleaner, but I'm the house cleaner. Does that mean that's like me? Like, is he still talking to himself? Like, that means he's having a conversation with himself. Shit. Oh my. Like, in my mind at the minute, he's having a conversation with himself. I feel compared to share incredible cheesy personal insight. Yeah, I'll try to get by. No. Okay. Oh no. He like, yeah, he's down, but like, he feels like he's gonna bother someone if he talks to him, which is why like he's talking to himself, and like he can't even talk to himself right now. Oh, that's sad. Oh, the thumbnail cleans. Sorry, I didn't see that bit. Oh, there's still books scattered. And yeah, I thought so. Oh my god. Perfect. I know. I am. Now then, how about you come?
After the intense set of puzzle games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Yeah, you have to own it. Sure.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, yeah? Are you gonna tell me now? I was gonna say that it feels to me that one's house is a lot like a soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. Yeah, it's pretty cheesy, but so housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Yay. Oh my god. I hate cleaning. Is that it now? Oh my god.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Question.
But
Do you
of
enjoy
course,
this?
It can't
Not really.
last.
Wait.
The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave.
Oh.
The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
I guess. Look at that though, looks really nice. That's where I came from at the start, innit? It looks nice. Oh, end of the game.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move.
Oh,
I really thought that was the point of it.
September 2009. IMG love
This
members
one
only
gets a
prices.
bit goofy.
Oh, I hate school. Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationship more meaningful? No. You came here to be perfect. It's just me. I've moved. It's just me. Where's the other guy? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful, I intend to make you that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. No, because I mean it's not easy. It takes time to be perfect. Like,
About halfway through
and no one's
the game,
perfect, so.
perspective shifts.
Oh, now I'm the hell is that? Being perfectly careful. This is the key. How do I achieve it?
And you
Can I not
play as
pick
the
tool
teacher.
3?
And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh, okay. Can I go up there? Not very well. Why is my... Oh, it's the... Wait, it's someone there though. This is the key. How do I do? Can I not pick tool? Like, I don't want to pick it, but like, I'm gonna have to. Oh, so I can do it. Oh, I get it. So basically, the dark ones are like the depressed, like bad ones, and like the yellow ones are kind of like there to basically give you motivation, like help you. But like, obviously, being a teacher, you have to pick like these ones. Like, you want to give people like the best hope. It's like you're giving someone hope for it. So, oh, that's really sad though. Because he's feeling all these like dark things out of the days. Like he's feeling completely like depressed and that, like, and he's having to have to. I think so. Yeah. I'm not even reading them anymore. Just sort of.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws
like,
that make them painful.
Wow. Like if you're looking at YouTubers and that shit, like you just think they live like these perfect lives, but like the most like don't. Like look at Zoella. She made a video before just crying and that, like. Oh, that's really sad.
This one took a lot longer.
And like
than
people
all the
actually get
others
jealous,
could
like
have
over
made.
like stuff
It
like
was
that.
4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this. And it's
Ooh,
not
stage.
like it's particularly complex. So I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Wow. But yeah, like you know, like on Facebook and like you see like your friends having better lives and stuff like that. I think it's all about that. Like you shouldn't get jealous and stuff. Thank you for everyone coming to see me. Alright, the performance at the beginning of the scene you'll be playing as me. But leaning against the wall, okay. Good, then stay right there. It's a professional photographer of animals, okay. It's your dream to photograph animals. Photograph animals. So you want to learn something from her, to gain something from her to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Where's the bathroom? Yeah, I gotta pick it, I'm sorry. What are you doing? Scared. You're deflecting, you're not saying what's actually on your mind. Stop dancing around. Do it again, okay. So. I like you. You don't want to like go into like, oh, who's all my hopes and dreams? Because that's just gonna be like, oh, straight in there, just like, she's gonna be a bit weirded out. You say I like you, like that's not too bad. No, oh my god. You completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident for some reason. It was just one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's just that you need to feel a better setting. There are a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. If you touch them, they'll represent people nearby. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. How am I messing it up? That was not a bad thing. I think we're writing on this. Whoa! Try step out the lamppost, sir. Destination, right? Oh, if I gotta kick it. Oh. The prison.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away.
Oh, he's locking himself away from the world.
Scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world.
Yeah, like this is what it is.
For him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
June 2000. Okay, so we're getting near the end now. Mobius Strip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Okay. My eyes are closed. Can I open them now? I'm not. My eyes are still closed, so. Oh, I feel like I should open them, but I'm just gonna see what happens. My eyes are still closed.
You should
what?
probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
What's going on? Please, someone talk to me. Truth. The only way to I was. Okay, so I need to get to him. The only way to stop it is to speak to someone, be honest. I am person with crit. I can't keep making these. Yes, that's it, that's the truth. Oh, this is Coda talking to himself again, isn't it?
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person,
that's
he was
actually
being a
pretty
lot
hard,
more
though.
distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Oh. Oh, you see that? How do I get out of here? Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. Is Coda talking to himself again? Like, is this Coda again? It was on about how giving out of his ideas, so I'm going to get that one. I'm trying to find this engine. Let's try the engine one, because that's kind of what you have to use to make games really, so. Wait, no, okay, machine then. Guess I'm looking for that.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression.
Oh, I picked 3, by the way. I did pick
still,
3.
He keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Have you saw my charger? Tom?
No.
Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet.
Yeah, I reckon
And
it is.
so
It's
he
easy.
didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Oh, okay, so if I press things select. Might as well just stand inside then.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation.
Yeah, so he's
If
talking to
all of your
himself.
anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Oh, that's really sad. I think what it basically is kind of like coders basically, it's trying to get the message across, like basically coders like depressed, he's kind of like shut himself out from the world because he's run out of ideas, maybe he's got like other stuff going on and like all the ideas are just out of his mind and like yeah, I think that's why anyway. But it wasn't true. Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that the creation is easy. Oh, you know, like the walls, like within you. Like, you know when people say like, "Oh, you've hit a brick wall," like.
Healthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it.
And that's what he's doing. Like every time he lies, the walls just getting like bigger and bigger.
Video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know.
Why would I
This
care
is
so
what I
much?
felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to
This
stop
is the
more
key.
than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this.
There is no shame, no fear, no guilt. Ah, the prison. Who's that? Is that? No, because Coda's a guy. So who's that? Ah, maybe like Coda's doing all these games for like a friend or a relative or something.
And comes up with a new game.
Like maybe like one of Coda's friends or something's like proper depressed out, like, and that's what it's about. Anyways, we're in 2011 now. The machine. Man. Let's see. You can bring interrogation if you like, whenever you like. I tend to be quick. Wait, the machine's Coda. Wait, so like, I like the girl and the Coda's like the machine, like the computer maybe? And maybe the computer broke, maybe that's what happened. So this is Coda.
And of course, it's the machine.
I'm gonna get that one. I think it'd be interesting. I can leave my mouse. You see anything you well, that's changed. Wait, he doesn't like being in the... I thought that was my friend's. What? I can't pick. I mean, at least if we destroy the machine, at least the game's still there, so... Wait, I'm in the... Surely not. Oh my... That... Why are you destroying all his own work?
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as
The
I'm thinking
typewriters.
this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
I like this place. Oh, I just thought... Do you remember it said, like, you pressed U to surrender here? And I had a... Now got...
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
He just entered darkness, like, he basically just, like, destroyed himself and then just entered the darkness. Put down your weapon. Don't make me do it. Oh, okay.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
Oh my god, this is actually like, painful to
I always
watch.
feel like I need to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Okay, so the last game now. But like, yeah, the last one was basically just him like destroying himself and then putting himself in the darkness. Like, that's mad.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work.
It has a light.
Because more than anything else, the tower just
No,
feels...
it's not gonna question it.
It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game. This room actually has a maze in it.
Does it? Oh.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Thank you.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever.
Wow.
You had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
What the hell is
The only way
this?
past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code.
Are you
Like
taking
the
the
invisible
mic?
maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
1-5. Okay. 1 6 on 7. Oh my god, I'm such a retard. Oh, it's like Harry Potter. Take me. Just gonna drop then.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
You're not a failure.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game?
No.
I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011, I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Yeah, the 3 dots. I mentioned that earlier.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me.
Yeah, like that. Put yourself in someone else's shoes, innit?
It felt somehow like I had failed.
You haven't failed. Don't you worry, Dave.
Where did I screw up?
We'll get right. Oh, it didn't matter. Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
You stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did.
Oh my.
I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this.
I wonder at times whether you
But
think
when
I
I
am
took your
making games
work
for
and I
you.
was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself.
Wait,
Finally,
so it was Davey I
for a
did that post to him?
moment, while I had that, I liked myself. And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing.
Oh
What does
my.
that mean?
That... Wait, so like... Surely not. I realise that doesn't make sense to you yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. Well. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you're wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
Don't say anything. Oh, wait, sorry.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean,
Wait, see yourself in? Does that mean...
Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please.
Is it moving? I'm not moving.
Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was.
I'm not moving.
I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Oh my God. that has just made me really think about something. Like, maybe we ain't playing as Cody, maybe we're playing as Davey. Like, maybe Coda's making these games for Davey, and it's all about him, like how like he's broken and that like he needs the games to sort of. Maybe it was all along like Coda was talking to Davey. Like, I mean, I'll explain in a minute.
More love, more praise, more people
Oh, these ones
telling
okay.
me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution.
Wait, what?
If someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate.
I'm so
Wouldn't have
confused.
told so many people that he was depressed.
No, that's a
He
dick move,
just
to be
likes
fair.
making prisons.
The music's making it like worse as
Even
well.
now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are.
I mean, at least
They'll
you'd mean
hate
it.
you.
It's so weird.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Like, wow. Like, Coda obviously didn't want you to like, didn't want David like to show the work.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Is that goodbye? Like, okay. Yeah, nah, these games mad. Have I got to walk through these, like, arch things? Does that wall have a crack in it? Does that wall have a crack in it? I'll look in a minute when I go for this one. I'm guessing I'll get a better angle. Oh, no, it's just 2, okay. I'm guessing I gotta go down there. Let's just have a look there. Oh, have I now? I'm not even mad. But yeah, it's like this. Wow, these games, it's really good. No, we don't take full damage anyway, so just gonna get straight into it. Okay. Isn't this the train station just... But yeah, like, oh, is this... Like, I know it's a game, so it's like, is it real, is it not? Like, is it based on like a true story? Is it like... Oh, it's the beam. Am I gonna start floating again in a minute? Because that's a massive like bug he had where like you just sort of floated. Wait. It's thundering. It's thunder and lightning. This means there's a storm, which there is something that means in the protagonist's mind if that happened in a game. I just can't think what it is, so... Okay, let's go. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I thought so. Wait. Oh. He did like puzzles and mazes. Is that like... Maybe Coda made the game for Davey and like they then had this like massive puzzle to get through and there was only like one exit and he's finally gave him an exit, but like... Or maybe this is like Coda's mind, maybe he's like... He's got so many like different options to go and like he's like so depressed out, well there's like always an exit, like maybe it's that's maybe the thing games about like no matter like how down you are, like, there's always a way out, maybe. Like no matter what you have to go through, there's always like a way out. Like... Oh shit. That was... But R, who's R?
Turn back from this cave.
Who's R? I thought it was Coda.
You said, let me
This project would not have been possible without the following individuals.
let me keep going. But the cave goes
Turn back.
miles
Written by...
and miles and miles. And you're so tired.
Additional thanks.
But I know that you're strong. So turn back. Turn back.
Okay, I think the game's definitely over now. But, okay, yeah. Wow. That game was, like, genuinely, I have two options right now. If that game is false, then it is just a genius game. Like, a genius game. It really makes you think, like, is it, like... But, like, if it's also true... And then, you know, like, Dave is a prick. Like, really, ain't he? Like... but, like, it really does make... The game makes you just think about, like, depression, like... And, like... All the different shit. Oh, wow. Wow. Just... Wow. If you haven't played this game, go play it already. It's been your boy Zology. Signing out. Peace out, guys.